The TorbayHour radio show. Brought to you by the Babacom Inn Christmas Party Night.
Yeah, well, you know, Christmas is still less than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's New
fine.
Year.
It's fine, yes. Good evening. It is just after 8 o'clock, which means it's time for the first of the 2015 series of the TorbayHour radio show. It's me, Rick. It's Martin. We've got Nick in the studio as well. More on that a little bit later on. Did you have a good one?
It was lovely. It's always good to get away for Christmas. I had 2 weeks break.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we've all come in tonight and said, by the way, we're off the cake.
We are, yeah. The TorbayHour radio show is now a cake-free zone.
Well, that's half the entertainment gone straight away, isn't it? So, if you've never listened before, what we do is we talk and we tweet business in Torbay and South Devon for the next hour. We talk about the issues that affect business, the issues that affect doing business in Torbay and South Devon as well. We always have a guest in. I was just about to say a celebrity guest. we have a guest in. Tonight we've got Nick Ellison. Nick, thanks for coming in tonight.
It's a pleasure.
Introduce yourself. So you're a social media expert, a guru.
I wouldn't go that far. That's a bit of a push.
Well, we would. That's why you're here, all right? So let's play out. You're a social media expert. What else do you do?
Well, I'm wearing quite a few hats at the minute, actually. Yeah, social media consultancy and training mainly. We've got a video studio called High Rise Productions in Torquay, and we're just about to launch Raw Photography, so a photography studio as well.
Right. Lots to get through there. We'll talk about all of that, and especially the impact that video and imagery can have on your social media experience as well, because I think if I'm now learning anything from this show, it's going to be that in 2015 that social media is going to change or re-evolve again, I think, and I think video and imagery and sound, in fact, are going to be a big part of that. Now, as ever, we've got our 140-second pitches, so we'll be going into that in more detail a little bit later on. If you want to get in touch with the show this evening, if you've got a question for Nick, if you've got a question for me or for Martin, you can do that via Twitter. It is the easiest way. That is why we're here. Martin is now going to give us all the contact details.
There's at Torbay_hour, there is hashtag TorbayHour, or there's at _music_mill. Look at that, I remembered it.
Very, very good. Very, very good. And of course, the show brought to you by the Babacom Inn. I was going to say the Christmas party nights, but they will no doubt be getting ready now for the post-Christmas party nights. Possibly the Easter party nights.
Maybe. Who knows?
You never know. Well, we'll find out. But anyway, big thank you to them and also all of our show sponsors. For example...
The 140-second pitch. Sponsored by Torbay Discount Card. Torbay's community discount card.
And, of course...
The featured accounts with the Works Torbay. Flexible, affordable workspace. A new way of working and doing business.
Everyone's had a mention and we're only 5 minutes into the show. A couple of minutes. We like that. It's good. Okay, it is now time for the account of the week. Now, this week's account of the week is one which, well, certainly everyone in this studio, in fact, all of our guests know very well, because it's the Music Mill. And that's where we are right now. And joining us in the studio is Lenny McCoy, who's one of the directors. Lenny, can you tell me, or tell everyone who's never been to the Music Mill, what it's all about?
It's a bit like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for musicians, people who like the arts and people who like creativity in general, because it's an amazing place that you walk into. It's kind of one of those lost secrets in Newton Abbot that you discover, and once you've discovered it, you don't want to let go of it, because you're walking through the door and downstairs you've got the recording studios, you've got everything you need to record a record. You pop upstairs and you've got the record label, and you've also got the radio station, which we're on right now, obviously, and you've got TV land. Then in between you've got dance studio. So pretty much everything you want to do creatively, you can do here.
So if there was a musician in the family, well, pretty much any family's going to have a musician, or a little girl who wants to dance, or someone who's involved in the theatre. So pretty much they can do it here.
Absolutely, everything from beginners. So if you're just starting out and you want to explore the world of music, you can come in with an idea, lay down a few tracks, and have a producer help you produce your own record. Whether it's bringing in a group of friends and you want to come in for a pop star party and have a bit of fun, whether you're a local organisation who wants to bring in a team and do a bit of team building and have some fun down in the recording studios, you can do all of that here. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, because the sky's the limit, really, and it's kind of down to your imagination as to where you let it finish.
Now, your background isn't entirely in the media and music, is it? You're from a military background. So what attracted you to want to be involved in this kind of environment?
Well, one of the great things about this environment is it breaks down all of the social norms. Everyone who walks in here has essentially a first experience. It's not an experience that you can generate anywhere else. So you come into this environment with a level of expectation which isn't the same as anywhere else, and that sort of creates a whole bunch of behaviours within an individual. It frees that person up to be to have a learning experience. So my background is communication training and leadership training, and when you bring people into the chocolate factory here, their expectations are normalised. They have a heightened sense of anticipation. They don't know what to expect next. They regard the environment as being something special, and therefore their behaviours change. And it's one which we can use to develop individuals and team skills and communication skills, a whole bunch of stuff.
So if someone is, I don't know, maybe they've always had that desire to release a song, or maybe they've written lyrics but they have no musical ability, like myself, who I can play a CD but I can't play any musical instrument at all because I just get frustrated because I can't do it perfectly to start with. But if I was able to pen some lyrics, can you help?
Absolutely, we have done. We've taken a whole bunch of people, whether they be from charities, whether they be from schools, whether they just want to tell the world, express themselves vocally or lyrically, should I say. We can bring those guys in, sit them down, talk about their concept, and then turn that into a track. They can sing it themselves, they can get musicians in, we can get a whole bunch of people that are in and around these areas, and the end result is something to be proud of, something to make a statement, something to just to play to yourself.
Now that kind of deals with the recording studio side of it, but one of the things which you touched on there is the learning aspect of it. What can the Music Mill offer in terms of education?
Well, a whole range of elements, and again, sky's the limit really on how you want to take this, whether it be bringing a team in and having a Foley workshop, creating a thematic learning day where you come in, and we've turned this place into a space-themed, what's the word I'm looking for? It was a space-themed vessel where we had Foley workshops downstairs where young school kids were making noises from space. They were animating, they were creating all sorts of images, they were learning about space, they in fact they spoke to the president of space, and along the way they learnt a huge amount, but more importantly they all had fun doing it. And I think pretty much to an individual, whether they be the quietest mouse in the corner or the most gregarious loud person, they all went away with a fond memory, and that reinforces learning, and that's why I think this is special. That's why I keep referring to it as the Chocolate Factory. Marvellous.
What about the other extreme of it? If you really want to make music a career, what can you do there?
Well, it just so happens we have a partnership with the Academy of Music and Sound, and we offer a degree course, foundation degree course, that we've run for the first time this year. And so we have a bunch of students who are currently upstairs and learning their craft. They will take that craft and put it into practice in a real recording studio and do it all for real. So rather than just learning about it from a textbook, they get to learn and do the vocational piece as well.
So presumably if people are thinking about their university courses for September scarily enough saying this year for 2015, they're doing it now, aren't they?
Absolutely. So it's time to get your application in and come down to the Music Mill, come and visit us. We'll give you a tour around, and if creative music production is your thing, or indeed we've got a whole host of other courses, but primarily creative music production, where you can learn how to make, produce, and indeed understand and learn the business of music. And
that's a key point, isn't it? Because the music business as a business is a lot more than just writing a song. And if you're a songwriter, you might not have a business brain on you, and you could fall into all kinds of traps.
quite often that's the case. If you're creative, you're not going to be the sort of person who's got the mind of a cold-hearted businessman. You're going to love and cherish your music and not necessarily be able to realise it into something financial, because that's sort of at odds with that sort of psyche. So again, we've got a whole bunch of people down here that can help people along the way with the record label side of the house and to make their music commercial and to earn from it.
Which is, of course, why everybody goes to work in the long run. And obviously, we touched on as well the dance school. That's thriving. That's kind of where it all first started. And loads of people know the Music Mill from the dance side. Absolutely.
So in the background, you can probably hear the thump of small, tiny feet. And this place is alive with people dancing around tonight, whether they be from the Royal Academy of Dance, whether it be jazz hands, show kids, whether it be singing, whether it be tap, street dance, you name it. We have a whole range of dance courses, and a rather clever dance principal who is, I think, the Top Gun equivalent of the ballet world, where she is highly regarded and one of the top few professionals in the country able to teach and examine, I believe, up to the Royal Academy of Dance level.
Brilliant. Okay, so how do we get in touch?
So give us a call on 01626 361 999 or pop over to the website at www.themusicmill.co.uk, the www.themusicmill.co.uk, or pop in down at Bradley Lane Industrial Estate and come and enjoy your chocolate factory experience.
The coffee's not bad as well.
It's not bad.
It's right.
And sometimes if people are generous on a Monday night, there may even be cake left over.
Certainly not tonight. Not at the start of the new year. Lenny, thanks for popping in, and we'll see you soon.
No problem.
The Featured Accounts with the Works Torbay. Flexible, affordable workspace. A new way of working and doing business.
So there you go. If you want to find out more, www.themusicmill.co.uk, and there is actually an open night next Wednesday night in that foundation degree course. Come and find out more about it next Wednesday night. All the crew from the Academy of Music and Sound are going to be here as well. It's coming up to 8:15. It is Monday night. We are talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. Nick Ellison is amongst us as well. Nick is a social media guru, a videographer. Is that the right word? Videographer?
I guess we own the studio, yeah. So
yeah, videographer and photographer as well. So now I sort of gave you my thoughts about social media in a very kind of, wow, here's the start of the year kind of way. How far off the mark am I? Which I'm assuming I am.
How far off the mark are you?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
In what?
Well, I think it's going to radically change this year. I think that Twitter's still going to be around, but I think it's going to re-evolve. What people do with it, how they use it, and the way of interacting with it, I think is going to change. And I think the content on it is going to need to get richer for people to stay with it.
I think it is about the content. It's always about the content, about what quality content, what value can you provide to somebody else. So I think people need to up their game a lot more when it comes to creating content for social. I think we all kind of understand how these platforms work now. A few years ago, it was difficult. People weren't quite understanding how Facebook worked, how Twitter worked, what was Pinterest, what should I bother with Google Plus? I think we kind of all understand, or most people have understood what the networks do, how to use them, navigate their way around them.
Pinterest, I've got no idea. I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you are on that one. I'm just about getting up to speed with Twitter. But so, yeah, anyway, from a business point of view, understanding how you use those different platforms is absolutely vital, isn't it? How you engage with your customer base.
It is, yeah. I think there's kind of two sides to it, is that you need to understand the technical aspects of how to use and navigate each platform and how to communicate with people effectively. But everyone's going to come to the second hurdle, which is, what do I put on these networks? Every single time, every client I've ever had has that stumbling block, is what do I put on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn? What kind of things shall I do? Shall I blog? Shall I make videos? Shall I make visual content? So I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there, where video and visual content are certainly taking over. We've got much shorter attention spans and a very fast moving feed on every platform. So it's your job as a business owner, as a marketer, to try and get people's attention. So the better content you can create, the higher value content you can create, the more likely you are to get someone's attention.
Now, is this something as the broadband and 4G and all of those kind of networks are growing in their penetration in this part of the world, that has enabled business to follow it? And is it a case of that extra bandwidth is always just basically just bursting at the sides as people try and add more and more to it?
Yeah, I think we're just going to keep pushing it, yeah, without a doubt. Certainly when it comes to video, people have found it very difficult to create and upload video and even stream video when they've got poor connections. But I'm sitting here now with a 4G connection on my phone. That's going to be faster than my standard work broadband at home. So it's pretty important to have a good connection, but you are at the mercy of the telecoms companies with what you can get and where you live, really. So,
and I guess from a business point of view as well, if you're blessed by having fibre optic into the building and 4G, you have to bear in mind that not all of your audience is going to have that same level of connectivity.
Yeah, that's true, but most of the platforms deal with that. YouTube should stream on every type of broadband network. It might not stream when you've got 1 bar of 3G on your mobile phone. You might have a bit of a problem, but yeah, on a most broadband connection, you shouldn't have any problems really streaming video or audio for that matter.
So what do you see as the key things that are going to happen in 2015?
I think, as I said before, I think people do need to up their game. They've got to really spend some time and investment in creating better quality content, and then learn how to repurpose that content is probably quite key. I think people kind of try to make a video and think that that's it. Well, actually, there's probably like 4 or 5 different things you can do once you've made that video to get more attention to it. So yeah, I definitely think people learning how to repurpose content is quite key.
One of the things which strikes me with video is that, and it's the same with to a certain degree pop music videos as well, is that initially they were very rough and ready, and it was the same. There was, people expected, it's been shot on a mobile phone, it doesn't matter if it's a bit grainy and a bit rubbish. It then had to be ultra polished, but it now seems to have gone back the other way, and you kind of want that behind the scenes, gritty and a bit wobbly, and you just want to see what's going on stuff.
I think each type of video's got its purpose. It depends what that video's for. Yeah, pop out a flip cam, pop out your iPhone and talk to it. I think people are kind of scared of being on video a little bit and worry about that it has to be absolutely premium quality and it has to be perfect before they put it up. That's generally just not true. Get some good lighting, preferably an external mic or a little external mic that you can plug into your iPhone if that's the device that you're going to use, and just record. You've got to publish it out there. Your quality will naturally get better and better, but you can't studio produce everything if it's on the fly, and sometimes you do want that sort of behind the scenes, off the cuff sort of conversation or interview that you're going to do.
And one thing is that no matter what business you're in, there's always somebody else who's going to be interested in it as well. I take for granted being in a radio studio, but for a lot of people, that's really quite exciting.
Oh yeah.
I still get excited. I've got buttons to press. It's wonderful. But I find that when I tweet pictures of what's going on in the studio, people are far more likely to engage with that.
Yeah.
And it's the same as well. If you're taking apart a car engine and you've got a Ferrari on the ramps, people are going to want to see that, aren't they? Where you might just go, it's an engine.
I have that same conversation all the time, every time with a new client, and it comes down to the content thing. They just don't know what to post. And actually, when you sit and look at somebody else's business, there is thousands and thousands of things behind the scenes, pictures and things that they can take, video, they can show how they do something. Everyone's interested in how you do what you do. That's why podcasting is so huge. Lots of interviews about how somebody became successful, how they established their business, what startup process did they go through. And not very many people tell that story. They tell the story later on how successful they are, what they've achieved. And I think people want to know the behind the stuff, the early stuff. How did you get started? How did you come up with that sort of idea? So yeah, using basic content ways of telling those stories is quite. That doesn't have to be overproduced in a studio. That could be mobile phone. It could be photographs. It's just.
And I guess as well, to a certain degree, the fails as well. If something's not gone quite so well, it's okay to put it out there.
Yeah, I think people are open to you being a real person. You don't need to pretend that you're that this perfect business and everything's correct and everything's right. Yeah, we all make mistakes, and you can put things out there, and it's actually quite funny when you do something wrong and tell people about it. You get quite good interaction sometimes.
Probably
a bit of a fail.
Yeah, okay.
It depends how bad it went.
If you've got a question for Nick, get in touch. You can do that via Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
Oh, NK Ellison.
NK Ellison. That's easy to remember.
Couldn't get Nick Ellison.
Really? That's unbelievable. You weren't there quick enough. Martin, what's going on? What's joining us on the feed tonight?
It's really busy tonight. It's really busy. My pen's running out a bit, I think. Right, Devon Pilates, they've been on. If your New Year's resolution is to get fit, then they're a good person to get in touch with. Discover Hannah's have been on. They've got a resolution to join us on TorbayHour more. And done really, really well. I've just tweeted Mrs. M because they've got a sauna and hydro pool on a Sunday for £5.
Oh, wow.
So we might have to do that one.
If you need to chill out at the end of the week.
I always do.
Yeah.
Devon Joinery, they're making furniture out of local wood, so that's really impressive. Some of the stuff he's posting up at the moment is definitely worth checking out if that's what you're looking for. The Busy Guru, if your New Year's resolution is to up your game with your business this year, then he's worth checking out. He's a business coach, so he'll be able to talk you through everything you need to do and help you along the way. Sometimes it's just worth having someone in the background that you can talk to and just check a few things with. Riviera Legends, they've got Lions Raw clothing coming out soon, and they're doing that in aid of the Children's Hospice. So good things happening at the moment.
Excellent. Keep them coming. Questions for Nick, questions for any of us, really. Of course, the other thing is, much like the whole point of the Torbay Hour is to create a network. If you've got a question for someone, ask it on Twitter. You'll get an answer.
Indeed.
And this is the time to do it. It's 8:20. Oh, I've got a what's on for you, actually. This Friday on the 9th of January. I can't believe it. It's the 9th of January. Beats and Bands. It's happening at the Attic in Torquay. Chaz and Pal, the Simmertones, the New Lights, Sound of the Sirens, As Much, Manza, and loads more. 9 through until 3 o'clock in the morning, if you want to find out more about that. It is all over Twitter. It is all over the internet as well. Talking of music, if you've not joined us before, what we do is we like to feature music which is from a local act. There's someone who's probably, hasn't been signed to a record label, so someone who you are going to hear over the coming months. Now, tonight, we are going to be playing music from Yazzie Chamberlain. Now, Yazzie is only 15 years old. She's based in North Devon. She's already been at the competitions like Teen Star, Open Mic. She's won. Now, the song which I'm going to play for you is called Butterflies. She wrote this when she's 11 years old, which is quite impressive. I was barely writing with a pen at 11 years old.
What's a pen?
It's a bit like a sharper version of the crayons we get you to use.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Now, the song Butterfly, she won an American songwriting competition for back in 2013.
All the way back then.
All the way back. 2 years ago. So this is brilliant. Yazzie has an incredible voice. I was listening to this earlier on. Absolutely brilliant. Enjoy it. This is Butterflies.
You're smart. You caught me with your smile, and I'm helpless. I don't know what to do. Your laugh, contagious, so your laugh. And I'm left thinking I love you. Butterflies, I'm up all night 'cause I can't sleep, 'cause I'm wondering what you're thinking about. Butterflies, you make me come alive, and it's so sweet, but so bitter at the same time. Ooh, butterflies. My heart is beating triple time whenever you are here, whenever you are near. And one touch I knew for sure you'd be mine, and I'd be the one you adore. Butterflies, I'm up all night 'cause I can't sleep, 'cause I'm wondering what you're thinking about. Butterflies, you make me come alive, and it's so sweet but so bitter at the same time. Ooh, butterflies. How many hours have I spent just thinking about you? Hypnotizing me by all the things you do. Butterflies, I'm up all night 'cause I can't sleep, 'cause I'm wondering what you're thinking about. Please say you're thinking about me.
Brilliant. That's Yazzie Chamberlain, and that's Butterfly. She wrote it when she was 11. She's only 15 now.
She's not 15,
Brilliant.
not with a voice
Brilliant.
like that.
She sent us a load more songs. We'll be playing those over the next few weeks. It's the TorbayHour radio show. It's 27 past 8 o'clock, Monday night, the 5th of January 2015. Has anyone done the mistake yet of writing 2014 on letters, checks, stuff like that?
No, I
Does
don't
anyone
think I
write
have
checks
yet.
anymore?
I'd still get the odd one or two.
Nick looked at me and said, what's a check? Oh, they are still out there, I can promise you. Anyway, right, now, we touched on your social media expertise. Let's talk about video now, because it ties in. If we've been saying, if you're creating social media or a social media experience for your audience, that video is important. Where do you start? If someone knocks on your door and says, Nick, make me a video, my business, where do you start?
Yeah, I guess everyone's going to be individual, so it depends what they want to achieve with their customer base. What do you want to get out of your customers? Are you an e-commerce business where you want to get more transactions? Are you a consultant where you need to get more leads? Are you just trying to make market influence? Are you just trying to drive traffic to a website? So I guess you make different videos for different types of clients, or they should be making their own videos even. As we do run a production company as such, but a lot of people can make a lot of their video on their own and make it, like say, make quite kind of low-key video just to engage with their audience a bit more. They don't necessarily have to come to a production company because they need video, I don't think.
I'm thinking of those, the American, the stereotypical, hi, I'm Bob, you can buy quality used car.
Yeah.
Buy.
Yeah, infinite white background.
Yeah, that sounds
coming
great.
through the sales pitch.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you might want something on your on the splash page or the homepage of your website, but it's not really the social video. I quite like the idea of doing the kind of behind-the-scenes stuff, telling people your story, and just set it up so you've got some kind of a system where you can do it easy enough, where you can reproduce content. It's not taking your whole day up just to to set up your video shoot and then to, another day to edit it, or it's just going to put you off. You need to be able to do that. If you're going to do it yourself, you need to be able to do that quite quickly.
And this is another thing really that YouTube is a fantastic way of learning things. I mean, I've learned things about software applications I've been using for years by watching how-to videos on YouTube. And even my dad, who he'll sort of suddenly work out how to do something. Yeah, how did you learn to do that? He goes, I just watched the YouTube video for it.
Pretty much everything I've done from the beginning is self-taught, from whether it's from YouTube or from Linda or from various courses that I've bought. Everything. There's no official course to go and learn how to use social media. It's kind of an organic process. You've got to get in. You've got to jump in and start using it. And then when you get stuck on something, you look for a tutorial. You guarantee if you're stuck with something, there's another 1,000 people are out there that have already tried to solve that problem. Generally, the first point of call is YouTube.
You're so right. And I bang my head against the wall for so long before someone goes, have you looked on YouTube? Oh, God, I should have thought of that stuff.
Tutorial done.
Right, it's time for one of these.
The 140-second pitch. Sponsored by Torbay Discount Card. Torbay's community discount card.
Okay, it's time for the first of our 140-second pitches. It's now time to start thinking about yourself in 2015. Go for it.
Hello, my name's Julie Lee, and I've recently opened a counselling practice in Tranquil Minds. Are you feeling lonely, unhappy or anxious? You may be bereaved or lacking in confidence, or perhaps you feel unable to cope and have become overwhelmed. These painful emotions could be linked to current concerns, relationships or experiences from the past. If this sounds like you, Tranquil Minds Counselling in Teignmouth may be able to help. Our overall aim is to provide you the opportunity and space for you to work towards living in a more positive and resourceful way, relying on your own decision-making. In turn, this can increase your capacity for health and well-being. Participation in counselling at Tranquil Minds can help you to make some sense of what is happening to you. It can support you through difficult periods in your life and provide you with a safe and sensitive, supportive environment where feelings can be explored and shared. Talking therapies such as counselling can be used to treat many different health conditions. I'm a qualified counsellor and a member of the British Association for Counselling and Psychotherapy and adhere to their code of ethics. I work from a quiet and comfortable ground floor therapy room in the residential area of Teignmouth. On-street parking is available with no restrictions. I work using a variety of techniques and theories with a wide range of issues. If this is your first time considering counselling, you may feel uneasy about taking the first step. For this reason, I offer a free 30-minute initial consultation to find out what it's all about and if counselling is for you. Tranquil Minds offer affordable counselling and a professional and friendly service. In February, I hope to be offering bereavement group therapy, assisting people to work through their grief. This will run fortnightly and should be made up of 5 to 8 clients, charged at a reasonable rate. For more information on Tranquil Minds Counselling in Teignmouth, visit www.tranquilminds.wix.com/counselling or find us on Facebook at Tranquil Minds Counselling in Teignmouth. Also on Twitter at Tranquil Minds 1. You can also find me by Googling the Counselling Directory, where you can view my full profile and have direct email links. My working hours are 2:30pm to 6:30pm Monday to Friday, and to arrange initial consultation, telephone 07707 959 422, or I can be contacted on email at tranquilminds1@aol.com.
First 140-second pitch of 2015. Well done, Julia, for that one. If you want to get in touch, if you want to have that 140 seconds to promote your business, what you do, where you do it, all that kind of stuff for free, then get in touch and we can get you on the radio for next week. Easy as that. Martin, what's going on Twitter?
Right, still busy. Seaway Insurance, they've been on. They've got a new office open. So well done, guys. Congratulations. Good luck with that one. It's Cornwall, but, you know.
Yeah, so we'll let them off.
Yeah, you know. Torbay Business Forum, Torbay BF, they've got their mayor at their next meeting on the 13th of the 1st, 2015. So
there won't be any cake at that either.
There won't be any cake there,
for safety reasons.
Please don't throw cake at him, but if you do want to listen to what he says, then go along. Bed Southwest, they've been on. They've got a competition to win a king-size bed. Please don't enter that because I already have. Billy Do, 25, they've got 10% off their lino prints at the moment, so January sales, all that good stuff. Macmillan Devon are looking for fundraisers in Torquay and Brixham, so come on Brixham, we give you enough of a push. Please give Macmillan a hand.
Talking about January sales, and this is something the January sales started 2 or 3 days before Christmas now, didn't they? Nick, if you're thinking about video or photography and the imagery, how often should you be refreshing? So if a January sale is on now, when do you start? Do you need to think about your social media campaign as a 12-month process and be planning what you're doing that far in advance? Or
we always have a content and a publishing calendar and a schedule way in advance. For clients, that is. I'm not quite that organised for my own stuff, but I give good advice. But yes, I would set out a content calendar. So, for instance, I'll just tell you what, I was trying to book a 21-day challenge for a training this week. I saw an offer come up on Facebook. It turns out it was kind of a spare of the moment thing that somebody posted. I thought I'll claim that just in case there's only maybe 20 spaces in this class. So I've claimed it. It had no price on it. I've contacted them and they hadn't really set a price up yet. And actually the booking page wasn't live yet, and the schedule for the classes wasn't live yet. So it was kind of unplanned. So as far as social media and content, that should have been done maybe early December. They could have planned that and much better, and probably been much more effective had they have had all their ducks in a row, as it were. So yeah, I always have a content calendar weeks in advance at least, of what content's going to go out, what videos are going to go out, what blog posts are going to be done. Social graphics are all ready and done. So yes.
Now, if we're talking about, at the moment, I guess we're 4 or 5 months away from the sun starting. There's lots of seasonal businesses in Torbay and South Devon. You start to think about the stuff you're going to be running for your spring and summer campaigns. Now, if you're thinking about video and photography, traditionally that's been a very expensive thing to get involved in. We've already said that you can basically shoot it on your phone, but this is far more accessible in content-rich pages, isn't it?
Yeah, it's much easier. I mean, everyone's kind of like the phrase, everyone's a media company, kind of stolen off Gary Vaynerchuk, really. You have this device in your hand that does so much more than it's, you've got access to make video, photography, record audio, communicate with pretty much anywhere in the world. You can update your website, you can manage content on multiple platforms from a device in your hand, and, everyone's just...
Is it me, though, or are they not very good phones? They're great at everything else, but they're just not very good at making phone calls.
I don't even use it to talk to anybody. I rarely even answer it.
That's so true. It really is. It really is.
I get annoyed if it rings, to be perfectly honest.
Mine just never rings.
No, are we surprised? Yeah.
Facebook me.
Yeah, so basically what we're saying is that there is nothing which is not off limits, but off possibilities in terms of what you want to do. There are free packages, aren't there, that you can get for doing sort of fairly meaty special effects and things. Someone showed me a thing where you can sort of turn whatever you are into a TARDIS and make it disappear and be quite clever with just as an app on the phone.
Yeah, just tons of apps you can do creative content with. Yeah, just play around with them. Tons of free ones, some really cheap ones that help you make visual content, which is quite good.
Yeah.
But one of the best sort of sites I've used for creating visual content is Canva. So canva.com. So canvas, but without the S on the end.
Right.
We make loads of visual content on there, loads of templates. It's absolutely free to use. You only pay if you want to use some of the premium images, which I've never, ever bought. You just use the free software and all the free stuff. It's a really good way to make visual content for the kind of non-graphic designers.
Okay, well, we write that one down, Martin. We need to tweet that because we like free stuff.
Yeah.
I'm downloading it, hang on.
And that's
it's a web app, so you want to go on your computer to do it properly.
Right, okay.
If you're just using your phone, there's absolutely tons of image apps out there you can use.
And this is one of the... It's the time involved in finding out of this stuff. And obviously you're doing it far more actively than I am. I've never heard of that. Pinterest, yes, I've heard of, but I've never used it. But to just stay up to date with the stuff that's coming out. And this is where I guess that YouTube is so valuable, because there are going to be people making vodcasts of this kind of information on a regular basis.
Yeah, and that's actually really difficult to keep up to date with. I actually started doing that for a while, was tutorials on how to use Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all that sort of stuff. But within months, literally, the platform changed. I published a whole Twitter course, and about 3 days later, they changed the whole user interface. It took me about 3 months to make it. I thought, that was great.
You have to be more immediate.
But yeah, people are quite hot on that. You can always find a pretty fresh tutorial.
Excellent. Right, it's time for another one of these.
The 140-second pitch. Sponsored by Torbay Discount Card. Torbay's community discount card.
Now, we've touched on before that Twitter is so good for people in the creative arts, whether it's artists generally or photographers or videographers, whatever, but also for authors, because it's a chance for them to get their material out there pretty much for free. Certainly to promote it for free, but the internet as a whole, incredibly powerful. The second of our 140-second pitches tonight is from a local author. So, Mike Smith, your 140 seconds starts now.
Hello to everybody, and a Happy New Year to you all. My name is Mike Smith. As an author, I call myself Michael James Smith, and the book that I'm going to talk about is called Lucifer's Abbey, and it was written about our own famous abbey, Tor Abbey, which I've been visiting for a lifetime and I'm very fond of. And as someone who's just retired, I still would like to be engaged in the community and do whatever I can for Torbay and the promotion of Torbay, and in particular for the promotion of the Abbey, which everybody knows has just been very, very well refurbished. The book that I've written I would describe as a sort of Dan Brown-style thriller. It's an occult thriller, although it's not so much about the occult as Dracula or something of that nature. It's more a modern detective story, but it's a detective story with its roots going back as far as the end of the First Crusade, and the book actually opens in Jerusalem in the last days of the fall of Jerusalem to the armies of Saladin. And the story then traces the history of some holy treasures back to the United Kingdom. The protagonists in the book are an excommunicated reverend who's the servant of the devil, and a local policeman. You can think Frost. He's a man about to retire, and just as he's about to retire at Christmas, somebody finds a young woman's body in the fishing nets of Hope's Nose. Our detective, who's called Mike Milton, finds himself faced with what is obviously the work of a practiced serial killer. The story is set very much in a local background. Lots of local places you'll find mentioned: Tor Abbey, Kent's Cavern, Naval College, Torquay Library. Very much a local story, deliberately written to be that way. Okay, you can find the book on Kindle or on Amazon, or you can look me up on the website lucifersabbey.co.United Kingdom. There are a couple of copies available at Torquay Library, or you can buy the book at the post office in Walnut Road.
Well, Mike, that's your 140 seconds on Lucifer's Abbey, the new book available online, certainly at the moment, and in a bookshop near you very, very soon. Actually, Mike was telling me earlier on, he wants to say a massive thank you to Tor Abbey and also all of the sites that he visited around doing the research for the book that have been so helpful in putting that together. So a big thank you to all of them. I can't believe it. It's coming up to 8:45 already. Martin, Twitter tonight. It's busy, start of the new year. People probably all sort of thinking, right, we need to get things going for 2015.
Yeah, and they've missed us. So they've come back to us, come flooding back. Now you're coming back to us, eh?
So what do we got?
Right, Saltash PCSO. I know they're Saltash, but they do make a good point. You've got a load of new toys at the moment, so security mark them and register them on @immobilisecrime. So if you do have a new iPad that you're tweeting on at the moment, get yourself one of those pens that only show up under UV light.
Well, when we had Sergeant Sheps in, actually, he was telling us about there's a site where you can register all your stuff, isn't there? The unique numbers on it.
Yeah.
So that if it ever gets recovered, if it's been stolen, the police know straight away who it is.
Exactly.
We need to dig out the details of that. In fact, we need to get him back in because there's a whole load of other crime stuff that he was saying was going to launch in the new year. So we'll talk to him soon.
We will talk to him. So yeah, that's @immobilisecrime if you do want to register those details. Torbay buses, they're reminding us that Fleet Street is closed to buses for 3 months while they do the waterworks down there. Eleanor_Andrea, ANDREA. Say it how you want. They do unique bouquets for weddings. But
okay.
So I had a quick look. They're doing brooches and they're doing things like that. So something a bit different for your, like everlasting bouquets type thing. So that's worth checking out if you can understand what I've said.
This time of year is a big one for wedding planning, because if you're getting wed in this summer, time is running out.
It starts to hit home now, doesn't it?
Your face suddenly got really nervous then.
No, married. I'm not doing it. I'll never get a divorce.
It was the memory that was coming back.
Oh, that's because my wife proposed to me on New Year's Eve.
Really?
She did.
That was quick. Well, 4 or 5 days ago, and then you've managed to cram in
a wedding, good. 2 kids, a house, a flat. Anyway, Torbay Symphony, they've got 2 shows coming up, one in Sholton on the 14th and one in Totnes on the 15th. And Disco Junction, they've been saying, is anyone on Instagram? Nick, is it any good?
I love Instagram.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm on it every day.
Now, explain to me, that when I first came across Instagram, it was via Twitter, people putting pictures on that, and it frustrates the hell out of me when you click the button to look at the picture and then it diverts you off somewhere else to look at it. Apparently, I'm using it wrong.
This is always an issue. This is this cross-platform posting, and it's, okay, I'm guilty of possibly that one, of sometimes posting my Instagram pictures to Twitter. But the platforms are supposed to play nice together, but not always. It will play nice with Facebook, so when you post a picture from Instagram, obviously Instagram is now owned by Facebook, so it'll play quite nicely on Facebook, and actually sometimes it gets quite a preference to content posted directly, so that they kind of get sort of given more reach towards Instagram posts so that more people start to use it. But I love it. It's just a really simple photo app to use. It's got good editing in there. You can take quick pictures, you post it, people can interact with them. You can share it to Facebook and Twitter if you choose to do so. You might not want to if it's not working properly.
Now,
it's real good attention. You've got a lot of attention on the screen, so you only see one picture at a time. So when you're streaming through Twitter on your iPhone, you're seeing lots and lots of information, lots of different people's pictures. Same with Facebook. But when you see tweets. But when you're using Instagram, you're seeing one item at a time, so the attention is focused on that one individual post. So eyes on the screen time is quite important.
All right, okay. Maybe I'll give it a second look. In a case of once bitten, twice shy on that one. But anyway, is there anyone now? I mean, obviously, people like Hootsuite and TweetDeck are quite good at combining posting, certainly on Twitter or Twitter and Facebook in Hootsuite's case as well, and that does LinkedIn and several others.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who's managed to get one app which will deal with all of these platforms?
I think Hootsuite is probably the biggest one, but I use Hootsuite, but I use it for Twitter. 95% of it is for Twitter, what I use. I still think people should start focusing far more on just sticking with a native platform and using it to the best of its ability. Too many people are trying to make shortcuts, I think, and try and do exactly that. They want to use one platform that posts the same content across. They're trying to go wide. To steal yet another quote off Gary Vaynerchuk, it's too many people are going wide. They're trying to get to too many people without actually putting in the work, or actually should be spending a bit more time going deep and talking to people one-on-one, so person-to-person marketing. We are talking about business promotion, so they should be spending more time getting to know their customers on a one-on-one level,
right,
rather than trying to distribute content on a massive scale as wide as they can.
So is that about understanding where your customers are looking? So, for example, if you're selling widgets, which is the one we always use, you need to know where people are looking for that. So if they're looking on Instagram, that's where you need to be, but forget Twitter.
It's a real difficult one because you can probably find your customer on every platform, to be honest. You can probably find some type of customer that's interesting. I mean, that's not strictly true, but you can find some. You're probably going to find more of them on, let's be honest, Facebook still has the biggest audience, so you're much more likely to find the bulk of your customer where the bulk of the audience is. But it doesn't mean you're not going to find someone who likes your widget on Pinterest or Google Plus or LinkedIn or anywhere else. So, but it is difficult. It's probably better spending your time being really good at one platform first and then growing out rather than trying to be rubbish at 10 platforms.
You've uncovered my weakness already, but there you go. Right, it's time for another song now. This one is from Clara Bond, another Devon act, as are all the acts you hear on the TorbayHour radio show. This is called Hello, My Goodbye.
She's mad, but she's magic. So blissfully tragic. Oh, she'll lead you up a stairway in the night, promising you a taste of real life, but she doesn't know what you've always known. Hello, my goodbye. I've seen your face before, selling me the rush and adore. You said the last time, and I remember the first time. You used a lifeline, beaten by your demons in disguise. Not a good way to live or die, but she doesn't know, oh no, what you've always known. Hello, my goodbye. I've seen your face before, selling me the rush at a door. Hello, my goodbye. I've been here before, but I won't be coming around here anymore. Oh no, no, no. Take it back, please, baby, don't you haunt me. Take it, don't you need me like you sold me out. Take it back, please, baby, don't you haunt me. Take it, don't you need me like you sold me out. You sold me out. Hello, my goodbye. I've seen your face before, selling me the rush at a door. Hello, my goodbye. I've been here before, but I won't be coming around here anymore. Oh no, no, no.
It is the TorbayHour radio show. It's Clara Bond and hello, my goodbye. Conversation continues in the studio, as you could tell from Martin there.
I can't shut up. That's me.
It's just after 10 to 9. It is Monday night. If you've only just joined us, don't worry, a chance to catch up on the whole show. You can do it again on the YouTube channel. All you need to do is go along to YouTube, search for TorbayHour, and you can find the archive of all the previous shows on there. So all the help and advice that have been given out by our experts. We've had legal experts, we've had accountants, we've had the paint and poet, we've had cake people, we've had the police, a broad range of people. We've had counsellors, you name it, they've been on the show.
Everybody.
And they will all be getting a call and being asked back in.
It's whether they'll come back. That's the problem.
If we're not having a cake.
Well,
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
right now, this week we have social media guru, also videographer and photographer as well, tweeting frantically while we speak, Nick Allison. Nick, you were also responsible for starting the TSM, the Torbay Social Media Cafes.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Is there any more for 2015 planned?
So we do one every month. I think we've done a year and a half now. So yeah, there will be one at the end of January, but we're a bit slack on setting the dates sometimes. They're a bit last minute. So the best thing to go is join the Facebook group so you can get updates on what's happening there, which is facebook.com/groups/TSM Cafe.
Talk to me about the purpose of this, because if we're talking about social media, as in, doesn't matter where in the world you are, but you're part of a community, in this case Torbay and South Devon, why bother getting together in a cafe?
It kind of happened by accident, really. Alison approached me, so you've had Alison on the show, Alison Hernandez, and we kind of co-founded. It was a bit of a trial and error, really. We took over the Parkfield Cafe one day and just sort of said, let's see if anyone turns up. We sent out a few tweets, said, does anyone need help with social media? We're doing it completely free. We'll be here at this time for 2 or 3 hours. And I think about 20 odd people turned up. And we continued. We tried to do it the next month, and we did it the next month, and we got this kind of nice little community of people who keep coming back, keep learning more, whether it's about Facebook or Twitter, different platforms. Whether they've got questions about blogging or how to make content. They keep coming back every month to learn new things. We do it for free, and yeah, it's not really a business thing for us. We're just trying to help out.
See, for the uninitiated, and I put myself in that category, I thought it was just a social event. So there's a kind of knowledge share as well.
Yeah, we generally do a couple of talks. We invite people down to come and do a talk, and we generally set up a few computers and sit down one-on-one and or in a group and teach people things, yeah. Some people are stuck on certain things. They come with very specific things they need to learn, or sometimes we just set a theme. So this month we're going to do video, and sort of trying to help people create some of their own video. So not everyone's got the cash to invest in having a video production service. Certainly not ongoing. I think we need to think about people creating content over a period of time, ongoing content. So we're going to try and help people learn how to make their own content.
Excellent. So we need to basically watch this space for the date on that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Join the group. We'll publish it there.
Absolutely. We'll publish it there. Make sure we know as well, and then we can talk about it on the show next week.
Brilliant.
Martin, what we got?
Right, so Big Mouth Comedy, they've been on. They've got the Totnes Comedy Club on the 21st. So if you're looking for something to laugh about in 2015, then give them a shout.
Oh, I think there's going to be plenty of things to laugh about.
I'm still here. Brian, THNN, sorry. The new charity shop for the Torbay Helping Hands Network is open up in St Mary
I've been
Church.
Been in there. It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was lots of toys in there. My daughter loved it.
Oh, I won't go there. And we've got a newbie joining us right at the end, Nikki_Chalk. She works for Hyundai, and she's new on TorbayHour.
Welcome along. Welcome along.
Indeed.
It's if you've got questions, you want to post them on there, we can try and address those during tonight's show or maybe next week's show as well. I can't believe we're 5 to 9 already. We said to Nick before we started that what tends to happen is the last 20 minutes just flies by.
Yeah, that's done.
And it has done, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's flown by.
So what are we? Is there anything which you want to bring to the party that we've forgotten to talk about?
Not necessarily, no. I didn't really have an agenda to come here. Got invited.
Last minute, it was like, Nick, please.
Come along, come and help us out. I'm just happy to be here and let everyone know about a Torbay Social Media Cafe, to be honest. But if anybody needs any help, they can come down. It's totally free. And just some exposure for that would be great. Yeah.
There's probably a whole load of people that have been given smartphones, tablets, maybe even computers for the first time over Christmas. This is a great time, while the evenings are still a bit kind of ropey, to get into it in a big way so that you're set up for the year. Because, I mean, yeah, we're talking about business, but the social side of it as well, and the sort of social inclusion point of view and all those things, if you're worried about computers and technology and things, it's a great opportunity, isn't it?
I've been to a couple of TSM cafes to do with TorbayHour, and it's a really just sort of a very social event. It's really nice and friendly, and you can just literally say to someone, I need help with this, I don't know what I'm doing, and Nick will sit down and give you his expertise for free.
And it isn't always, it's probably a fair old split of, it's not all business. People just come down and they can't understand their Facebook security settings, or they don't want to make all their content public, and they're not really coming in with a business mindset. They're just coming into with a bit of help for social technology, really, and how to navigate a platform sometimes.
Are you still getting businesses which are looking to work with you that really still have no idea, that have no social media presence at all?
Yeah. I'm still quite surprised when I see it. Because to me, I take it for granted. It's something that's kind of a part of my life and almost most of the people that I know. But yeah, when you sit down with a business that approaches you and they still don't know what Twitter is. I mean, a minute ago, you just didn't know what Pinterest was. And 2 seconds, 2 seconds before that, I just said, yeah, everyone knows how to use Pinterest. Well, maybe they don't.
Well, listen, for me and for anybody else who's not heard of Pinterest, what is it?
So it's a social. It's almost like a social bookmarking. Think of like a pin board where you pin content that you find on the internet and you bookmark it into visual boards where you can kind of categorise everything you're trying to save. So every image is not on the website. Every image links back to the original place where it is. So it's really good for marketing.
Right.
So if you're one of these people that like Billy Do 25, she does all her lino prints and things like that. Yeah. So for her and stuff like that, to put her work on the internet and sort of go, look what I can do. Yeah. It's great because then other people can retweet it or share it and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So you could put like a
traffic.
Right. You could just put effectively a flyer up, and then that would link back to the event or something like that.
Yeah, so you could post, let's say you wrote a blog post, you could post an image inside your blog post, then you pin that image to Pinterest. So when someone sees that image on Pinterest and they click on it, it goes back to the post.
How do you find it? Do you search for things that are interesting
it's all
to
kind of categorised, and you can follow people, you can have conversations on the content, on the images. You can save people into boards, you can repin it, we'll go right into it. You can repin stuff and save it into your own boards. So if you're into cars, it's a very female, predominantly female audience is on there. Something like 97% female. So,
right.
So it's very crafty. It's very arty. There's a lot of fashion on there, but there is still a male audience there as well, albeit a small one.
I've learned something tonight. Every day is a school day,
Whee!
Especially on the TorbayHour radio show. Martin, we've got a minute and a half. Tell us what's going on.
Right, okay, so there was someone on earlier that offers herself out as Anna. So if you've got a little one that's obsessed with Frozen, like my daughter is at the moment, and you want to surprise them for their birthday, then you can get Anna to come along. I'm sorry, I can't find who it is.
Oh.
I am useless. There she is, Ellie Sutton. Ellie Sutton, ELLIESUTTONN.
Easy.
Easy.
Right, okay, if you want Anna and... she needs to get a friend. What's the other one in Frozen?
Anna and Elsa.
Elsa.
Elsa?
Need to get an Elsa friend and we'll be fine. Right, okay, it's almost it. If you fancy listening to the show again or listening to the archive, then don't forget the YouTube channel is there. We'll get the show up probably, close of play tomorrow. Chance to enjoy it forevermore. If you've got a question, if you want to get in touch, you can do it between now and next Monday, and we will address it on the show next Monday night for you. Next Monday, we will have more 140-second pitches, so if you fancy doing one of those, again, drop us a message. You could be on next week. Also, we'll have another account of the week. Do we know who it is yet?
We do, actually. Next week, it's Yummy Mummies.
Ah, right, okay.
And we've got ZFit on the show.
Okay.
So we're talking fitness next week.
All right, we've got a lot of work to do between
I'll wear
now
my
and
sweatband.
That's it for tonight. It's now 9 o'clock. That's the end. We will catch you next Monday night, 8 o'clock. Bung it in your Pinterest board now.
The TorbayHour Radio Show, brought to you by the Babacom Inn Christmas Party Night.